Ladies and gentlemen, up next, this will be the Apothecary Shop co-main event of RFC 2. Ladies and gentlemen, your co-main event this evening will be set 3 5-minute rounds of professional middleweight mixed martial arts action. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is Jason Street Shark Slaydon.
Almost a year in the making. We were supposed to run this back in March. The flu had another idea for Jason. Eric was like, I'm patient, I'll wait. And after much anticipation, here we have Jason Street Shark Slaydon versus Eric Easy E Scallan. Jason Slaydon's one of those fighters where he is not afraid to take the fight to the strength of his opponent's game. We saw him fight earlier in the year, last year, against a very highly touted black belt product out of Louisiana, Chris Crosby Fight School. Fought in Chris's guard, came away with the win. Chris's guard is dirty, if you know anything about it. He finishes fights quickly from there. And Jason brought the fight to where Chris is best, and kind of dominated him right there and kind of got the decision win. Eric's coming in. He's a lot like Van Shaw. You know what Eric's going to try and do. Good luck trying to stop it. And you know, this is setting up to be, these are two guys that are extremely tough, extremely durable. No telling what's going to happen here. Does Jason have an answer for Eric's wrestling? Does Eric have an answer for Jason's youth? Eric, he's up in his 30s, late 30s, been around a long time. He's got a lot of cage time, a lot of wisdom in the cage. Eric is extremely, extremely ready for this fight, and a game opponent. Jason Slaydon setting the table for a good barn burner.
And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, he is Eric Easy E Scallan.
Easy E, I feel like it's been too long, brother. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I'm a big fan of Eric Scallan. The growth of Eric Scallan from misguided youth to business person, outstanding member of the community. We love us some Eric Scallan over here. Here we have our tail of the tape. Eric Scallan coming in at 39 years old, 4 years the elder of Jason Slaydon. Where the glaring difference is Eric's got 25 pro fights, whereas this is Jason's third. Eric's got 30 years of training to Jason's 3. Height's pretty much the same. Is this going to be a youth? And when I say youth, I know 35 is close to 39, but young in the fight game versus a veteran. We'll see if all that veteran knowledge and that wear and tear in the cage on Eric sets him up to just have the edge on Jason and really get a finish.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's co-main event of RFC 2 presented to you by our friends at the Apothecary Shop, keeping Acadiana relieved just like our fighters here at RFC, our friends at the Apothecary Shop. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's co-main event of RFC 2 will be 3 5-minute rounds of professional middleweight mixed martial arts action. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, fighting out of the Mendoza Ford blue corner. This man is a wrestler representing the Performance Evolution Fight Team. Standing at 5'10", weighing in at 185 pounds. From Lake Charles, Louisiana, he is Jason Street Shark Slaydon.
Hey, my man's an ICU nurse too, and that ain't no joke, dog.
And his opponent across the cage and fighting out of the Don's Wholesale red corner. This man is a freestyle fighter representing Gladiators Academy. Standing at 5'11", weighing in at 185 pounds. From Metairie, Louisiana, he is Eric Easy Scallan.
Should be a good one right
This
here.
is going to be a fight. Jason Slaydon is not playing. He's a good wrestler, and he's a really strong guy, and he's got a great competitive attitude. He knows how to fight.
Eric's got such heavy kicks.
Yeah, Eric throws hard. Slaydon looks like he's looking for Scallion's timing, but good circles by Eric Scallan.
See who's going to shoot first. Oh, good kick by Eric.
Good kick to the body by Scallan. Slaydon tries to catch it, but big right hand by Eric. Just makes a different noise when these big pros get in there, you know? It sounds different.
Oh, good combo and level change by Eric.
Big sprawl, though, by Slaydon. He hits a heavy sprawl on Eric's double, and Eric pieced him up with 2 or 3 punches. Slaydon's in on a front headlock. Eric's looking to cut the corner on him, though. Slaydon's pressuring Eric up against the fence. Eric's walking with some knees.
Look, Eric is a heavy 85er.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is that he might weigh 85, and he comes in obviously a little over 85 after he rehydrates, but he feels way heavier
he
than his
feels
actual
like
weight.
10,000 pounds. He's got a real dense body. Eric shoots in on a double, cuts the corner on Slaydon and puts him on his back. Eric's head's deep in the hips. Great job by Scallan.
He wrestles so well for control that he sets himself up to land big shots when he postures up.
Yeah, he's in a good spot, but Slaydon on that elbow is waiting to pop back up as soon as he has the opportunity. Eric's going to need to stay on top, get on top of the hips and stay there. Get a Dagestani handcuff. Slaydon is no slouch, though. He's working up to an elbow, and he's working to get himself tall.
Eric with the first hook in.
Hey, let's kick it out hard. Kick it out hard. Let's get his base all the way broken. Nice trap.
Good control position by Eric Scallan. We're halfway into round 1. When fights get 15 minutes, they get a little bit more methodical than the amateurs. The amateurs can kind of blow through there in 9 minutes, but as a pro, 15 minutes is a lot different than 9. Slaydon still controlling. Slaydon still working to get up off of Eric Scallan's control on the fence.
And Eric might not be advancing the position as fast as you would think, but he's not losing ground either.
And he's got him in a cradle now. Big left hand by Eric Scallan. Both of these guys are collegiate athletes. Eric wrestled for Wartburg. Jason Slaydon played fullback for LSU. Both these guys have elite level athleticism. Eric Scallan taking a page out of Curtis Blade's book, staying on top of those hips and beating him up on the fence.
He's like He's waterbed
This is
heavy.
a rough position to deal with. Yeah, absolutely.
Waterbed heavy. Wherever you move, he's just moving with
Eric throwing big old knees to the hips of Slaydon. Just kind of forcing him to work, making him make mistakes. Ow.
Oh.
Slaydon gets back to his feet. Scallion's back in on a double.
Oh, big knee.
Big knee by Slaydon.
Eric's in trouble
Eric's
here.
in trouble. Slaydon is blasting. He caught him with a knee, and now Eric's battling back to get in on a single or a double. He's in half guard. He's got 53 seconds to get out of here. Slaydon caught him heavy with a knee. Scallion's in a single, but he's taking some damage.
Eric's
Jason Slaydon is looking for a way to finish this fight right now.
Eric's head seems to still be in it. He's all right.
Slaydon is landing some bombs here.
Let's pull that single in. Pull that single in.
Eric's doing a good job of hiding his head and working his way through. He's good at these types of things, Eric Scallan. Working himself through bad positions and wearing his opponent out. Now he's deep in a single leg. We got 10 seconds left. Eric's gonna get out of this round, but dominant performance for him till the last 30 seconds. Eric Scallan throws bombs.
And he's still a little wobbly on his feet right here.
Yeah, well, he looks like he's got his wits about him. He's still throwing punches. Slaydon looks a bit exhausted in the corner. That was a scrap round. Round number one was a scrap for both guys, no doubt about it.
See if we get a look at that knee.
Yeah. Eric did a great job scrambling in there. Oh, that's where he caught him. Yeah, caught him with a right knee, kind of skipped it off the fence. Slaydon is a freak athlete, man. Really, really a freak athlete.
Eric's been here before, though. This is where that veteran experience I was talking about earlier is going to come into play.
Yeah, I've cornered Eric through 5 rounds of grueling death battle, and he never quits. Round number 2, 185.
Right.
Both guys look a little worn out, honestly.
See if Eric kind of trusts maybe get a takedown, kind of rest a little bit on top. Start the second round.
Eric throws big body kicks, and it looks like Slaydon's trying to keep some distance from that. Slaydon seems to be trying to cut the cage off on Eric, stalk him down a little bit. Put him on the fence and see if he can land some strikes or set up a takedown off the fence. It looks to me like Jason Slaydon wants to wrestle. He did that against Chris Crosby, and it looks like he's trying to do it too. He's having a tough time doing it with Eric Scallan, but
Eric with some big knees.
It isn't any, he is trying to wrestle with Eric, and Eric's throwing a ton of knees right now. Ooh, big elbows and punches. Eric drops down on a double.
Keep the head safe. Keep the head safe. Let's get back up on
See if he sucks that ankle in. Oh, he postures back up.
Head on the outside. Good pressure, Eric. Pressure, Eric.
Slaydon seems a bit tired. He could be playing possum.
Oh, big elbow off the break.
Big elbow by Scallan.
Eric, keep him on the cage. Run the double 2.
Eric's still moving well on his feet. Jason moving well on his feet. Big shots exchanged by both of them.
This is a real 185-pound fight, man. This is an elite-level fight. Scallan comes up with a single, gets the body lock, puts him on the fence in front of the commentary booth.
Gets him by his corner as well.
I can smell the manpower.
All right, now give me the knees right there. He can't turn. Okay, get the circle.
Scallan hooking a leg.
Watch the throw. Watch the throw. Watch the throw.
Ooh, big head kick from Eric Scallan.
Oh, and he's hit some
big left hand by Scallan. Big right hand.
Oh.
Scallan's throwing, but it looked like
easy.
It looked like Slaydon got the better of the punches there. Slaydon gets a takedown. Eric's back's on the wall. Slaydon looking to gather this up and catch his head.
Eric peppered him with a good 2-3 shot combination there.
Yeah. But I saw Slaydon land a punch, and it looked rough. It looked like Eric caught the worst of it, but Eric's trying to hit a switch right here.
Beautiful job by Scallan.
Beautiful switch by Eric Scallan. It looks to me like Slaydon is wearing out a little bit. Scallion's style seems to be bleeding him of his energy.
And we've seen Eric take over fights later on in the fight like this.
We have.
He surges.
What Eric Scallion's good at is willpower. Eric's got that cradle position again. 2 minutes left in this round. Slaydon seems somewhat exhausted. And Eric Scallan seems exhausted but more comfortable with it.
And it looks like Slaydon's cut a little bit too right here.
I think Eric Scallan planned to be in this position.
I think he cut him on the side of the head, it looks like.
Yeah, he's got a cut on top of his left eye. Eric Scallan looking to get that cradle again and suck Slaydon's hips out from under him. Good body control by Scallan with his hips on top of Slaydon's hips. That's the really only way to control an athletic guy by Jason Slaydon. You have to control his hips. And Scallan's doing a great job there. Good punches by Eric Scallan.
If I'm Eric, this is a good position to still kind of, if I am rocked at all from the last round, catch my wits, wear him out, and then feast in the third.
Yeah. Scallion's got his legs tied up, really staying heavy on his hips, clinching up those hands. I'd like to see him fight for a finish here. Slaydon's doing a good job of preventing Eric from hurting him too bad, although he can't get out of some of these positions. He's limiting Eric's ability to damage him. Although obviously Slaydon's the worst aware for the both of them.
Eric's still landing the rabbit punches through the leg.
Eric throwing them rabbit punches between the legs. Good left hands by Scallan.
This is all scoring points with our judges too. Looks like we might go into the third tied 1-1 if Eric doesn't get a finish here.
43 seconds left in the second round. Eric Scallan's landing rabbit shots and pot shots and foot stomps and every Metairie gunslinger style strike he can.
And here's the thing. From that first round, the ref, if you're Eric, it's going to take a lot for him to stop the fight after what he endured, but Jason put him through.
Yeah, for sure. Great fight so far at 185. Slaydon showed up for sure, and so did Scallan. You can tell these guys put a lot into these training camps.
Definitely worth the wait after the first fight got postponed.
Yeah. Great fight.
Beautiful finish of the second round by Eric here.
Got to give Eric that second round. That first round could have went either way.
We're playing for keeps in the third, yo.
Eric Scallan looks fresh as a daisy compared to Slaydon, who is on his knees gasping for air.
Three-round fight. This isn't for a title, so it's 3 rounds.
Round number 3. Slaydon picks himself up off the floor.
We got to give it up for these fighters, man.
Yeah, these guys are putting it all out there for Acadiana.
Eric getting the crowd pumped up.
And the crowd is packed.
Here we go.
This is why we do it. Round 3. 2 incredible athletes, man. Super lucky to get to watch a fight like this. Slaydon with some kicks. Eric falls on the fence, but he pops right back up, throwing some knees.
This is where I see Eric kind of start to his experience going to take over in the third round.
Slaydon getting a little wild in there, but he's got some bumps on his face and some cuts. You can't really tell with Slaydon if it's like great right hand by Eric. Through the left, right from the southpaw stance. Good kick from Eric.
And he's on the back.
Eric gets on the back. One hook in.
Hey, let's be careful falling off. Let's be careful falling off.
Eric puts him heavy back in the same position. He's crushed him in from the beginning. Puts him there again. heavy hips.
Vintage Eric Scallan performance here.
Yeah, Eric just beats you. He just beats you. Makes you not want to fight no more.
Eric, pressure him with the hips, head up, and good punches.
Such a strong wrestler, such strong body control, hip control. So dangerous with submissions.
Hey, let's get that leg out. Very good. Sweep it out. Swap him out here.
He maintains that outside hook very well. Slaydon's doing everything he can to get up, but he just can't get up under the weight of Eric's hips.
Hey, let's be careful not to fall off. Heavy hips. Sink it back to me.
Eric doing a good job maintaining that positional control. Hips are kind of sagging back a little bit. He was a little high, but he corrected. And this is tough sledding right here for
Hey, let's
Jason.
go for it.
Yeah, this is the tough position for anybody to be in, much less against the incredible wrestler like Eric Scallan and Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Punching the bottom
Eric
of his foot.
Scallan is punching the bottom of his foot. That's some old Chalmette stuff right there, dude. Some old New Iberia.
That's
3 minutes to work.
a Holy Cross heel club.
Yeah. Eric's just dominating positionally on top, making
Relentless.
things really, really tough for Slaydon.
Jason's still doing his best to get up on his feet.
Yeah.
Hey, let's lock the hands.
Eric taking him down again.
Nice ball.
Beautiful control from top. Not getting too overzealous and putting himself in bad positions. Just maintaining that dominant control. Beautiful hammer fist there.
Yeah. Eric's a really smart fighter, man. Really smart businessman, great father, but really, really, really high IQ when it comes to MMA and the wrestling and grappling component. Just a high IQ and putting all that together and making guys who have a great skill set look bad against him.
And look, this is a guy, Jason, that's used to going into guys' best positions
Eric
and
might
making
get
them
the
look bad.
stoppage. He's got 2 minutes here, throwing big bombs on Slaydon, not giving Slaydon any opportunity to set his hips. Eric keeps taking that hip back and just controlling the hips. A greasy, slimy fight, dude. An old, brutal grease battle.
Hey, we might have to let.
Man, Eric Scallan just beating
beating
up
up
the
the
right
body.
side of him, yeah. And then coming back with the left hand.
We got a minute and a half.
No quitting that kid, though.
Yeah.
No quit.
No quitting Jason Slaydon. Eric just grapple racking him.
Hey, let's go full hooks. We got a minute. We got a minute 20.
Eric Scallan asking his corner for the time like he's in there doing the books for the summer.
Hey, let's start working that seatbelt grip. Pull it down. Let's go full back. There you go.
A great battle from these two.
55 seconds left in round number 3.
Double hooks. Let's take his back. Full back.
Yeah, big punches. You got 45 seconds, Eric.
Eric still controlling the hip with that single hook, kind of a wrestling position where you got that one hook in and you just hammer on that hip. And he's just, Scallan is staying so heavy there that Slaydon cannot mount any other kind of offense.
Hey, look, 39 fighting like he's early 30s right now.
Yeah. Really great performance, dominant ground grappling performance by Eric Scallan here.
20 seconds.
You got to think he wrapped up. He locked in round 2 and definitely round 3. Hey, the return of Eric Scallan definitely worth the wait. Definitely worth the wait.
Let's finish strong. Posture up.
Hey, posture up, big shot.
And we're going to go ahead and kick it to our judges' scorecards. And we'll kick it to Bryce Boudreaux as soon as the decision's in. Amazing 3-round fight between Slaydon and Eric Scallan. Incredible performance by both these guys. And we're going to go in the cage now. We're going to turn it over to Bryce Boudreaux for the decision. And then we have a few awards to give out. Y'all stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause? Both of these fighters in tonight's co-main event of RFC 2. Ladies and gentlemen, after the end of this bout, your judges scoring this bout 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27, all across the board in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, fighting out of the red corner, Eric Easy E. Scallan.
Great performance night for Eric Scallan. Eric, performing in front of your kids for the first time. You looked incredible tonight. What do you attribute that type of performance to?
I was just kind of going through a midlife crisis, and I really just wanted to lose weight. And I was like, hey, I might as well fight again. You know, this is, I've been doing this my whole life. That's all I know, man. That's all I got.
Great performance. I know you were talking about retirement, but I think after a performance like that, maybe you got another one in the tank. What should we expect from Eric Scallan?
I got issues with the IRS. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't leaving.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Scallan.